Hey everybody, welcome back to Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. We're gonna stay on topic for the last couple of shows back. We're gonna talk about comic books again today, and for no other reason than Tucson Comic Con is actually coming up. By the time you watch this video, it's either the weekend of or Tucson Comic Con has just passed. It's my local hometown show. I'm lucky enough to have been a guest there in the past, and I've actually vendored at the show since I do write and produce comic books. This time we're just gonna go as fans, and it couldn't really come at a better time. I want to keep you guys up to date what's going on because part of the show is travel and everything, and I had to travel recently to go to Oregon to help out with my dad's health. Unfortunately not doing a whole lot better, so I'll be heading back there soon. And also in that same time, my aunt here locally unfortunately is not doing so well and is probably, well, she might not be with us much longer. And unfortunately in this last 2 weeks I've lost 2 uncles and an aunt up in Colorado as well. So it's been a rough time the last 3 weeks for the family here in town. Family all over the country too, to be honest. So Tucson Comic Con is kind of that bright spot where we can go and decompress and take a deep breath and have a little bit of normalcy. And I'm really looking forward to the show. There's gonna be lots of great vendors there. Some Jim Shooter, not Jim Starlin, like I said accidentally in the last video, which both those were recorded about the same day, so it was just slip of the mind. But it's Jim Shooter, and I actually have that book to take up there, and that's Secret Wars #1. I don't know why I blinked for a second. But I'm also going there with the hopes to actually trade some books and maybe upgrade a couple of the books in my collection. That's kind of why I do this video here, to talk about some of the books I'm planning on looking for that I'm hoping to see if I can find and get at the local show, and also the books I'm taking with me to maybe use as what they call trade bait and see if they're worth for something to sell the people that might have the books I'm looking for. Which at these shows, it's all about buying the books, and it's not above trading too, because sometimes our comics that we have, they're currency in this world. So let's talk about some of those books I'm taking with me. First and foremost, as you saw in my CBCS unboxing video, I got a Captain America 100 and a 4.5. And that actually was an upgrade from my Captain America 100. That's a 3.5 from PGX. So I bought this for myself as actually a graduation present when I graduated from grad school. And I upgraded recently. So I'm going to use this and see if someone's interested in it. I think the value on it, like cash value, I would say $300 to $350. Trade value, maybe we can do like $275 to $300, hopefully. We'll see. But that's Captain America 100, and it's a PGX label, so it's not the most desirable of labels, but it's still a Captain America 100. So we'll see what we can do for that one. And staying on that Captain America theme, I actually picked this one up at one of my LCSs a little while ago. It's actually Strange Tales numbers 114. This is actually the first appearance of Captain America in the Silver Age, but spoilers, it's not really Captain America. It's a bad guy that's dressing as Captain America. But another big spot for this book is it's actually the 3rd appearance of Doctor Strange, because he made his first appearance in Strange Tales as well, but that was in Strange Tales 110 if I remember correctly. This is 114, his 3rd appearance. I'm hoping this one in its raw form and its condition, I think it's worth about $150 to $200 personally in trade value. I think it's worth more as like a cash sell. But I think as a trade value, I'm willing to put that, $150 to $200, preferably $200 on that price tag. The next 3 books I'm taking with me kind of have a theme to them. So first one is a raw Ninja Turtles #4, first printing. I picked this one up not that long ago in its raw form, and I actually have this one and the next one I'll show you actually CGC slabbed. I picked these up because you don't see these often in the wild the way I did, and when you see books like that, pick them up because you're not going to see them again. The fear of missing out, FOMO if you will, I think in comic book collecting it's a real thing, because if you see a good book at a good deal, you're probably not going to see it again, and it's probably not going to be around much longer. In fact, I'll tell you a little story when I get to the next book. I actually had one of those horror stories of I had a chance to buy this book and I hesitated, and by the time I was ready, it was gone. That's Ninja Turtles #4, first printing. This next one is a second printing, and it's also raw, and that's Ninja Turtles #2. And it's actually in really good shape. I think this one's a solid 7.5 to 8 candidate, just from looking at it. There's a little bit of a ding on this corner, but the spine is fantastic. The colors are great. The paper's right. There's no really any damage I can find to the book itself, other than I would say it's white to off-white pages. But with the type of material they used to print this book, that's not too surprising. I put the value on this one between $200 and $250 for my trade value. And this last one is actually the holy grail of my collection. And I'm not looking to trade this book for the sake of trading this book. I'm looking to help put it towards trading a very specific book. Specific book, I think that's a word, right? Ninja Turtles #1, but this is actually a 3rd printing. My goal with this one, as I mentioned with the other two books, I have those CGC slabbed, and I have this one raw. I got this from my great friends over there at Presidio Comics about 2 years ago. I actually want to get this book slabbed, but not necessarily this book. I want to get Ninja Turtles third printing, or somehow I can get a fantastic deal for a second printing, but I want to get it CGC slabbed, or even CBCS, but unfortunately they're not offering magazine size slabbing at this point. They have the cases, they're just not, they don't have the labels, which I was a little confused when they told me that. I was kind of shocked that that was the hard thing to get, was the labels. You can't just hit like Control P, Command P. No, they actually have to get specialized labels for it, which I get and I totally support because I love their slabs, so I can't wait. But if I can trade this and the Turtles books for like a Turtles 1 third printing in like that 7 to 8 range, to me, all day long. And like I said, the other two books, well, the other books I'm looking to get are, they're getting more and more valuable. I wish I would have bought them way back when I had the opportunities, like we kind of mentioned earlier. Big one for me is Invincible #1. I would love to get that slabbed or certified, but I would even take that book raw at this point. I had an opportunity to buy that, gosh, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, and at the time, still broke college kid. They wanted $100 for it. I did not have $100. I tried, like I had 75, that was the most I could do, and they wouldn't budge. Which I get, at the time that book, $100 was a good deal. I just didn't have the money. Now, find that book in a $800 to $1,000 range in like a solid grade and slabbed, that's a steal. So I'm hoping maybe we can put those Captain Americas toward that. The other thing I'm planning on doing is taking a couple books to possibly submit for grading through like CBCS. Oh, computer went out. Forgot it was on. CBCS and maybe CGC, whoever's there. And that's a book we talked about before on the show. And that's going to be Fantastic Four #52, my first appearance of the Black Panther. It is a low grade copy. I'm fully aware. But it's one of those books, like I talked in the past, I'd rather get it slabbed for the preservation as opposed to the grade. I'm hoping it would grade as a 3, 3.5. I think that's fair, and I don't press those type of books because I'd rather not do anything. I like to save them in their patina state, if you will. So we'll see what grade that comes back with, or what I do. I'm even tempted to do an express with it, which is like a 5 business day turnaround time, just to see what the process is like. But that's $100 as opposed to, I think, like the $30 that a normal slabbing for that book would get. I also might submit some of the books I get signed this time around, but we'll see. I'm not 100% sure set on that one, because in the past, I always got books signed just for the sake of getting them signed. Now that I'm getting a little bit older and trying to preserve my collection a little bit more, I'm more inclined to get them slabbed and certified at this point, because I know one day maybe my kids, not their cup of tea, they might turn around and sell my collection, which I totally get. That's their prerogative, that's their thing when I'm long gone off this earth, but we'll see. Maybe we'll follow up a little bit more here. We'll do some footage at Tucson Comic Con. I actually have a busy weekend outside of Tucson Comic Con as well, so I'm hoping to get there for a little bit Friday night, Saturday night, and hopefully all day Sunday. But it also depends on what's going on with my family situation that I alluded to earlier with everything going on. I'm sure you guys can respect and understand it. Family comes first, so if I'm needed, that's obviously the main choice. But hopefully we can unwind a little bit this weekend and have some fun at Tucson Comic Con. Visiting our friends that are in from out of town, visiting our friends that are local in town, we don't get to see that often, and all the great vendors at the show, including the Presidio Comics, who I talked about earlier. I believe Fantasy will be there, Heroes and Villains, and a bunch of other vendors and local artists and artists from all around Arizona and all around the country. Can't wait to see y'all, and if you're in Tucson, make sure you stop by Tucson Comic Con. I mean, I think right now the tickets are $45 for the full weekend for adults. That's a fraction of what you pay for at Phoenix, Fan Fusion, or even San Diego, which the ticket to get in means you can't really buy a whole lot once you're in the building, right? Well guys, thanks for taking another ride with us. I hope this was a fun little video. I haven't had a chance to go out and record a whole lot with everything that's been going on, but I definitely didn't want to miss my every 3 days goal that we've set for this channel. So thanks for tuning in. We'll take another ride again soon, and thanks for taking a ride with us. And don't forget to like and subscribe. If you made it this far, it would really help me out, and make sure you share that video. Maybe there's some people that enjoy our content. Alright guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye everybody.